Welcome into No Punt Intended, presented by Club Fantasy. I am your host, Joe Zolo. This is the 2023 NFL wide receiver offseason preview. A mouthful, but this is the third of our offseason preview shows. Last two quarterback receivers, next week tight ends, but this week, the ever so loaded free agent wide receiver class. Oh, when I tell you the names that are available, you are going to throw up because it is really, really bad. And there's a solid amount of teams that very much need a receiver, and they're going to have a tough time finding it on the free agent market. Miss Julia Papworth joins us, Josh and Ryan, of course, here every single week. And as always, you can save 20% off and get free shipping by using the code CLUBFANTASY at manscaped.com. Everything that they have, it is now just a full line of products, not just for downstairs, but upstairs and everywhere else. Code CLUBFANTASY for 20% off and free shipping. Let's get into it. Welcome into No Punt Intended, presented by Club Fantasy. I am your host, Joe Zolo. As always, the gentleman to the left, Josh Ryan, me in the upper right, and for the first time that I've been a part of, Miss Julia Papworth down below. How are you?
Hey. Hello. How are you?
Oh, absolutely fantastic. And Julia, welcome to the show. My brother, no matter what, we share the same last name, so this is pretty easy. Gianni Zolo. This is not true, right? Someone debunked this. He brings up any inkling to bring up Mr. Jeff Wilson, or Jeff Wilson season, as we always say on the show. Any inkling he can. We are not answering this question.
However, I would say Jeff Wilson would be a highly prized free agent wide receiver in this class.
100%.
You are not wrong.
100%. He is not at the bottom. That's the sad thing. He is not at the bottom.
No.
So, but he's only going to play like 6 games.
That's true.
Which is
so he's middle of the pack. Okay.
6 more than Kenny Golladay.
Hey.
No, that could be 4 more than DJ Chark. Let's be honest.
Hey, Kenny Golladay was useful on the New York Giants. All right.
We talked about that.
That was a $36 million touchdown pass he caught against Darius Slay to end the season. That's something right there.
So hold on. You're telling me he caught a touchdown against one of the best defensive backs in the NFL?
Yeah.
Not a disappointment. So stupid. All right. Quick news before we dive into everything. Washington releases Carson Wentz as predicted 2 weeks ago on this very show. We talked about Marcus Mariota as well. I'm not sure if anyone had threw that out there, but Mariota is out. That saves them $12 million. The Giants plan to release the aforementioned Kenny Golladay at the start of the league year, which is March 15th. It saves them $6.7 million. Still feels like it doesn't save them enough. In all honesty, it just doesn't feel like it. Yeah, doesn't save them enough. And then Tampa Bay officially released Ronald McDonald. You can guess who that is, but he is now a free agent. So 1 week after we talk running backs, Mr. Leonard Fournette back on his McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. What's Burger Fi? Is there a Bojangles in Tampa Bay, Josh? I don't know. Whataburger?
I know there's a Bojangles in Orlando.
Is there In-N-Out in there?
No,
we don't have In-N-Out on the East Coast, unfortunately. It's very disappointing. We have 5 Guys, though.
Oh, okay. Almost along the same line.
Leonard Fournette's the hidden 6th guy on the menu. So
I don't know. Is he hidden? Is the question.
I was going to say, he probably already ate the 6th guy, let's be honest.
So, all right. This is so don't get excited about the names I'm going to tell you in these 2 categories because they're not free agents. But the wide receivers that are up for an extension, and Josh brings this up. And again, I want to preface this. You know how we always joke, say, I don't read the show sheet until 20 minutes before the show. Well, jokes on Josh this week is he didn't send it to anyone besides Julia until 3 hours ago.
So I'm super duper prepared.
As if she needed help. As if she needed help sounding smarter than Joe and I. It's not hard to do.
There's a
I
method
always
to my
sound like an
madness
idiot.
here, guys.
I
guest
always
is
sound like
smarter
stupid.
than us.
Well, she already was. I'm saying now Joe and I just make the show even worse, but hey, that's all right.
I'm here for comedic relief.
We're entertaining, at least.
Yeah, I am. My job is a director of entertainment. So this is
Nailing it.
perfect slide in here. Okay, wide receivers up for an extension. Do we think any of them gets moved? Great question, Josh. I'll answer these for you. Justin Jefferson, yes. No, he's not getting moved.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
CD Lamb, probably not. Some would say he's pretty good at football. T. Higgins has been a name that could potentially be something, but there's rumors that
Yeah,
Burrow
Mendo has already come out at the combine and said, we're not moving
Yeah,
T.
he
Higgins.
wants-
Go get your own wide receiver was the quote, and I love that. That was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, they should do everything they can to keep him.
Could lead to a
Agreed.
Tyler Boyd sacrifice, though. So that could be interesting.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
Tyler Boyd might lose in this, but
Oh no.
I think there's $5 million in savings, something along those lines, if they release him. So
someone
Trent
will be very happy
Figure
to get
that
him.
out really quick.
Trent Irwin fit in just fine when Tyler Boyd was out, so I think they can deal with that.
Make it work.
Brandin Ayuk, after the season he had last year, I feel like
He's the
probably
one I
staying.
think probably gets moved
Yeah.
out of this bunch.
Yeah,
My fellow Sun Devil. I think he'll stay.
Oh, see, I just don't know. I guess it's what their plan is and what they plan on doing with their money. That was a hard one for me to decide on. So.
Real quick,
Definitely
Tyler
won't.
Boyd, $8.9 million in savings if he's just outright cut.
he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. Jerry Judy.
See, I just don't know. It's everyone's favorite thing to say it's going to happen, but I think Sean Payton's going to go in there, and unless Sean Payton just hates what he sees out of the guy, I think he's going to work with what he has.
I think so too.
So I want to bring this. So Judy stays. Let's say Judy stays. This is going to be an absolute shit show figuring out which receiver every week is going to have the best week,
yeah.
because if you go back to early 2010s, late 2000s, Sean Payton offenses with Marquise Colston, Lance Moore.
And then they hired Lombardi. So
Correct. And Lombardi had, coming from the Chargers, being able to use the guy over the middle, Keenan Allen, the big outside guy, and Mike Williams. It's kind of set up the exact same way here in Denver with Mike Williams on the outside, Judy inside in the slot.
It's
Well,
just
then is Peyton going to fall in love with someone to do trick plays with too? Because that's sort of his MO. And then we're never going to know who's going to throw the touchdown then. So
it's going to be an absolute fucking mess figuring out which Denver receiver. I'm just thinking Sean Payton and everything he did with.
What's interesting is I've been working on my projections. When you go back and look at just the passing numbers, now obviously this was with an aging Drew Brees. There wasn't even a lot of passing volume in those Saints offenses with Sean Payton in those last two seasons. And so then there's a larger concern of how big is the pie. Typically this offense likes the tight end. I obviously love Greg Dulcich, which Scamper's literally reading my mind
Perfect
there,
timing.
perfectly bringing up.
Yeah.
They also threw to their running back in a ton in this offense when it was Alvin Kamara. Now, obviously, you have the poor news of Javonte Williams coming out recently. You have Chase Edmonds, who they acquired. I do personally think they bring Latavius Murray back, especially with the Javonte Williams news. So the pie might not even be very big.
Didn't they say Javonte Williams is on track to start the season?
No.
It's
You
saying
would
he
think
may
they
not
would
be 100%.
say that. He had everything wrong with him. Like
Yep.
anything that has an initial is broken.
There was a report out of Denver. I don't want to misquote this. I read somewhere he may never be the same. Exact words. He may never be the same.
Well, that's sad because he was on track for what he had 11 catches week one. So what's 11 times 17? He was on track.
187.
Yeah, 187 receptions last year on just unbelievable track.
No math would be involved in this.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I just
That's what I'm
trusted
here for.
Ryan. I just trusted Ryan.
He's like, I didn't sign up for this crap.
That is the only thing I bring to the show.
Yeah, I love how he did it like that too. I'm pretty good at math, but that one's a little tough. My brother brings up a great point. Tim Patrick.
Oh,
If Sean Payton made
I
Lance
forgot
more
about
relevant,
him.
if Sean Payton made Lance more relevant, Tim Patrick will.
Yeah.
It's happening. It's manifesting it. It was supposed to happen last year. Thank God it didn't, because Tim Patrick would have gotten ruined with
But in an
Nathaniel Hackett.
offense that doesn't always lean on its third wide
Shut up.
receiver, is there at least a worry Tim Patrick is the odd man out? We're talking about these teams needing to free up money for Jerry Judy. So
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Hold on. You're saying that they brought over, right, Lombardi from the Chargers. Every game, the third receiver in the Chargers offense somehow finds
became
the
second wide receiver because someone was hurt.
And the number one wide receiver at points.
Yeah, that's true.
Tim Patrick is this year's Josh Palmer.
I would say Joe Lombardi is terrified to ever cut a wide receiver because he's just dealt with such bullshit over the last 2 seasons.
Patrick is not cheap to move either, whether it be cut or trade.
Because he just got that big deal.
Yeah. You want to know why? Because he's a fucking dog. He's going to light it up this year. Get rid of Jerry Jeudy. Make that man the wide receiver too. Okay. Michael Pittman Jr.
He's
an interesting case, but I think they'll re-sign him because they literally don't have anybody else at wide receiver.
Nothing. Yeah. Darnell Moondog. I don't think he's going to get an extension.
I think this is the time to give him an extension if you believe in the talent because he's coming off a shitty season. He'll take what he can get at this point. Yeah.
The Bears just need to that entire offense. And I mean, they have the draft capital and they have the money to do so. So, I mean, I know we'll probably talk about it later, but yeah.
Yeah. Hollywood Brown, there's no way he gets it.
No, they have to keep him because they're going to trade Hopkins.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, I'm with Julia on this one. I think they extend him and move Hopkins.
I think they do as well.
Yeah. Hollywood Brown's going to be the number one. They have to trade Hopkins. It's the last year they have a chance to get anything for him. So get out.
It's incredible that Arizona just continues to make bad move.
Yeah, we're really good at it. We're really good at it.
Oh, you're a Cardinals fan?
She is, yeah.
Well, my husband,
the San Francisco mug. Go for
I was gonna say as she drinks out of a 49ers cup.
No, I've inherited 49ers by marriage, but yes, I am a Cardinals fan, and it has been a very rough go. But I'm also a Suns fan, and I'm looking forward to seeing Kevin Durant tonight. So fingers crossed. There's no sports.
I apologize for your second round bounce that you'll have in the NBA playoffs this year.
Oh yeah, Suns in 4. We got it, guys. It's okay.
Suns lose in 4?
Oh no, when we see Suns in 4 now, that's just what we say when you're.
Okay, great.
That's what you say. Yeah.
Great. Celtics fan, so we're chilling right at the top.
Fair.
It's a good life.
Yeah.
Bruins fan, also at the top. Don't ask me about the other 2 teams, but we don't want to talk about the Red Sox. Cut trade candidates.
Yeah.
The Bucks, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans.
I think one of them's gonna go. I don't know which one.
I've been debating.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, all this like Kyle Trask stuff and like where are they going? What are they doing? How much rebuilding are we doing? Because it's like if you're gonna go in on the rebuild, you're gonna get a lot from one of those guys, and I feel like you could take advantage of that.
Seeing an able-bodied Mike Evans play anywhere else would be just weird. Like that man is.
Mike Evans is a Buccaneer for life, I think.
Yeah, I think what they're probably going to end up doing because they're so far over the cap. I think last I read they were like 53 million over the cap. Yeah. I think what they're going to do is they're going to shed a lot of the salary on defense and keep the offense the way that it is with as much firepower as they can get. And I think that means keeping Evans and Godwin. Because you have to give Kyle Trask as much support as humanly possible.
Is he really going to be Kyle Trask? Do you really think it's going to be?
I mean, as of right now, he's the only quarterback under contract. So, like, we kind of have to go into every decision we make right now with the assumption that Trask is the quarterback until they tell us otherwise with whatever move they make.
Yeah.
57 million over the cap, which is almost double the next team, which is the Saints. Somehow the Saints always find themselves as the second highest over the cap every year.
I'm still shocked from when we noticed last week that the Rams are not in the trouble we all thought they were.
No, I think by next year they're pretty well set.
Their draft is fucked. They never have draft picks.
But. No, they're never going to draft. No. Interesting. That's really. I look forward to seeing what they do next year. It should be interesting to see how they come back from what it was. So,
Sean McVay has never drafted in the first round as a Rams head coach.
I mean,
think about that.
And he's won a Super Bowl.
And
mean,
he's won a
And
Super
been
Bowl.
to another Super Bowl. That's pretty damn impressive. If you ask
insane.
me.
I mean, it's his way, and if you hit on the right players, it works. I mean, it would have been a completely different year this year if Kupp wouldn't have gone down and if Allen Robinson would have worked out, right? Think about it. It would have been a completely different year. But
and then if Kenny Golladay goes to the Rams too, I mean, that's
and then you have 2 worthless wide receivers. It's going to work out great.
Could you imagine if you were
two worthless wide receivers with Baker Mayfield throwing the football.
Oh man.
DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, it's almost just a given at this point that he's not a Cardinal.
Yeah.
Almost just a given. Brandin Cooks.
I mean, they had talks of moving him at the deadline. I think he's pretty much, especially with the new coaching staff coming in, that they're going to want their own guy and want somebody that wants to be there. So,
yeah.
So I read an article yesterday or a blurb yesterday that they are no closer to finding a trade partner now than they have been since the rumors had started. So it will likely be a release than a trade. So
interesting.
Well, good. Then he finally gets to choose where the hell he wants to play because he's always been told where he gets to play his entire career.
Yeah.
Adam Thielen, they are going to hold on to that man. He's a Viking for life.
You think so?
I think they'll probably end up doing something similar to what Philly did with Fletcher Cox last year, where they end up releasing him and then re-signing him at a much, much lower salary instead of an outright restructure, which ends up putting way more dead money later.
Yep.
He's a Minnesota.
I just want more Thielen puns. That's all I'm here for Thielen.
There you go.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas.
Oh yeah, he gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
Julio
Single
Jones.
largest cap hit of any singular player in NFL history this year.
I don't even remember the last
Is he
time.
really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
because of all the restructures and the pushbacks, like he counts like 50 some odd million on the Saints cap this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wild.
And Julio Jones has to hang him up, right? Like this, we just got to be done with
well, he should.
Yeah.
He might not, but he should. Yeah, Josh. So it's not this year. This year he's 13.5 against the cap. So he's actually not that bad against the cap. It is 2024. They heavily backloaded his contract.
Well, they just kept doing 3 different times. They pushed it back. So.
Yeah. So this year he's actually 26 mil in dead cap. Cap hit is 13.5. So it actually makes sense to keep him. His workout bonus 200,000, roster 200,000, signing 4.1. His base salary is 1.1 million this year. Like it's towards the bottom. His base salary next year, 18.5.
Wow.
His roster bonus, 32.75 million. His cap hit,
Contract.
59,449,000.
Yeah, exactly. I'll pay him.
Wow.
His dead cap is 14 mil in 2024. His cap hit is 59.
Well, so he
million.
certainly is not a Saint next year, but that does make this year a little bit more.
Yeah.
So.
He is probably a trade candidate, if anything. And Julio Jones should just retire because it is tarnishing how good of a career he has had while he continues to play. Because him, I still think Antonio Brown was better during his time, but Julio Jones is probably the second best receiver of his era.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it is looking like he is, the last few years have made him look like he is an average receiver with flashes of greatness.
Yeah.
And those flashes have come few and far between. So he needs to just call it a day, call it a lifetime.
Yeah.
Sign that 1-day contract with the Falcons. Be done. With it.
And go into the Hall of Fame in 5 years. We'll see.
Absolutely.
You, Tom Brady, JJ Watt can all go in the same class.
There you go.
That'd be an absolute.
You know what though? They've been so bad with these like the all-time greats actually getting in on the first ballot. I wouldn't even think Julio Jones would even get in on the first ballot.
Really?
Could you imagine Tom Brady doesn't get in first ballot?
No, look, there's
Could you
certain
imagine?
people that they're pretty much all but guaranteed.
Yeah.
Brady is all but guaranteed. It would not shock me if
Are we
JJ
sure? We don't
Watt is.
know.
But Julio Jones, I wouldn't put it past them. They didn't put T.O. in on the first ballot. They didn't put Randy Moss in on the first ballot. They didn't put
Time out. You just named 2 like NFL villains in the eyes of media. Okay, you just
They didn't put Torrey Holt in on the first ballot. They didn't put Andre Johnson in on the first ballot. Those are
saying.
all-time greats.
Hey, Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan had a fist fight on the field.
Yeah, such a bad guy, let me tell you.
He is terrible. Okay, free agents. So you know how we talked about that there's not a lot of good names? So I'm going to read you one good name, and it's Jakobi Meyers. And I will not hear any slander further on Jakobi Meyers. That man is a treasure, and we will miss him dearly in New England because there's no shot he takes a hometown discount. I don't think so. We'll see. Alan Lazard, DJ Chark, JuJu Smith-Schuster, those are your best available. Best years behind them. I just love these little things. I love that you throw T.Y. Hilton in here. Best years.
He is technically a free agent.
His best life is behind him. What do you mean?
He looks so old. His face looks so old.
He's 35.
He had a couple impact plays for the Cowboys down the stretch. You know,
he had one impact play. What do you? A couple. He had one.
One play.
I mean, Sammy Watkins only had one good year, and I put him on this list.
He will be 34 next year. Yeah, he's done. Marvin Jones, Robert Woods, Sammy Watkins. His week 1 hero play is now over. It hasn't happened.
Yep.
T.Y. Hilton, Randall Cobb, same age as T.Y. Hilton. Jarvis Landry up there in age. Odell Beckham Jr., who will just make us think that he's going to sign somewhere and never sign. And Jerry Jones is going to be like, oh, we're really like Odell.
Wide receivers. He just wants the attention.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. Best of the rest.
Oh, God.
There's some... Okay. I like some of the names.
There's a couple interesting names.
Yeah. Nelson Aguilar is not one of them. I'll tell you that right now. He's not. Sterling Shepard is interesting.
I agree. Sterling Shepard is interesting.
N'Keal Harry should be at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Sorry, G.
I was going by salary from last year. They're just pulling it right off of.
Should have gone by effectiveness since drafted, and N'Keal would have been bottom. Ashton Doolin. Yeah. Olamide Zacchaeus, Olamide Zacchaeus. I don't know. There's 17 announcers in the NFL, and they all pronounce it differently. Can we just ask him how to pronounce his fucking name and pronounce it the same, please?
You just call him Oz? Isn't that a good nickname?
Yeah, I like that. That's a good name.
Yeah, done.
Splash player, Matt Collins, best season of his career.
I think he's interesting. I think Matt Collins is interesting.
He deserves a paycheck after what he did last year.
Yeah,
deserves a paycheck. He's not going to play well. I can tell you right now, he's not going to be good. He's a good special temer, but he's a wide receiver 3 at best, in my opinion. Yeah. Jamison Crowder should hang him up. He's done. Zach Pascal, dog, needs a shot somewhere. Please give this man a shot. Mecole Hardman should retire. In all honesty, should hang him up.
Come on,
fuck up.
Paris Campbell, Mecole Hardman light. Noah Brown, CeeDee Lamb light.
It's like you are roasting these people. This is good.
This is what we do on this show, Julia.
You know who I'm not.
Welcome to No Punt Intended.
You know who I'm not gonna roast? Demir fucking Bird. You want to know why? This man is a crisp route runner and does not drop the football.
Okay.
Demir Bird is, and he's also a pretty good punt returner to add in there. Demir Bird will find a spot as a low-end receiver on a team and will probably be a special teamer. But Demir Bird, when able to fill in, he had 2 startable fantasy games last year. That's all I'm saying.
Perfectly
Trent Sherfield. Nope. Rashad Higgins. Nope. Chris Moore. He's still in the league.
He filled it admirably in Houston last year.
Admirably for NFL standards or for Houston
for Houston standards.
Okay, great. I was like, so admirably for like the XFL, because I feel like that's where Houston's kind of playing right now.
Yeah.
DeAndre Carter.
Yeah,
hey, Joe Lombardi offense. Tim Patrick. I'm just saying.
He can return punts too. He'll get it.
No, he is.
They're all going to be special teams people. That's what we're saying.
He's a speedster. Speaking of speedster, Philip Dorsett. Richie James, really good season.
Yeah.
Good slot receiver. Laquan Treadwell. Nope. Dante Pettis. I can't believe he's still employed. He's a USFL candidate. How about that? Demarcus Robinson, some good games last year, but maybe Baltimore brings it back because it'll be cheap. Marquise Goodwin, speedster.
Yeah.
Darius Slayton.
He's the most interesting.
He's the most interesting.
Of this list, anyway.
Yeah, of this list, yes. Of not in a general perspective of football.
Byron Pringle.
Oh, yeah.
And Josh.
Oh, this one's your favorite, Joe. I literally put him on here just for you.
It's Deontay Harris, I thought.
No, it used to be Harris. It's now.
It makes me hate it. It makes me hate him even more.
Didn't he take like a stepfather's name or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That's why
we just talked about that Byron Pringle and Demarcus Robinson could both come back to Kansas City. Make me so happy.
Oh my God. Good.
Deontay Hardy, formerly Deontay Harris, and Pro Football Focus's second best wide receiver in the NFL. Yeah, Julia, you want to? All right, so Julia, let me ask you.
This has been a running joke on the show for like a year and a half, and it's hilarious.
Julia, let me ask you.
Okay.
Do you like Pro Football Focus?
I mean, I don't have any problems with them.
Okay, well
here's
my problem. Here's my problem. Is that Deontay Harris was the second highest rated NFL receiver when he was on the Saints.
I can't believe, really?
It was 2021 or 2020, one of those two years.
One of the two. He was the second highest rated receiver in the NFL. And you're like,
that
must have been
like minimum snaps, receptions.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. It's on like Sunday Night Football when they go through and they read all this. Yeah.
No. I'm pretty sure they do filter those because there's only like okay, maybe they don't. Whatever.
No, because it'll say like second out of like 116.
Listen. All that matters is it's so fucking stupid. And Jordan Mason was the second ranked running back, and Christian McCaffrey was 40 fucking one.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense because Pro Football Focus is stupid. It doesn't make any sense
unless it fits Joe's narrative.
Unless it fits my narrative.
That's perfect.
But
I'm just going to send you all these tweets from Pro Football Focus. Just everything is PFF to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Stats are made up. Is that 100%. Kevin?
Kevin gets it.
Yeah, Kevin gets it. Stats are made up. Oh, God. So stupid. It's me heated. All right. Teams with the biggest needs. The Chicago Bears. They have first round pick Chase Claypool and Darnell Mooney. That is all.
So they have Darnell Mooney. Okay.
Yes, that's all they have. The Giants have they don't have Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, and Richie James. Their top three receivers are all free agents. The Patriots' only wide receivers under contract are Tyquan Thornton and Devontae Parker. Yeah. Titans are Traylon Burks or bust. Ravens, Bateman coming back from injury. And their new OC, Monken, will want to throw. The Texans, self-explanatory. Cardinals are retooling. And the Panthers, all they have is DJ Moore. So we will start from the top.
Right.
We will go with the Chicago Bears. Julia, who do you think the Bears try and target with their $98 million in cap space?
Well, I think, first of all, they're talking about getting rid of that pick, right? They're going to trade down. I think they definitely will trade down. I think they're going to draft a solid wide receiver. I think, who was I thinking was going to go there? Oh, I think Jakobi Meyers will go there too. I think that's the big. Oh, you're not okay with that answer?
No, well, for two reasons. One, he won't be a Patriot, and then two, we really want Jakobi Meyers to fucking rot with Justin Fields as his quarterback. Is that what we want?
Oh, okay. All right. Are we not a Justin Fields fan here?
No, I am a massive Justin Fields fantasy football fan. I am not a massive Justin Fields, any of his position players.
You are really invested in Jakobi Meyers as a human, aren't you?
Dude, he's so good.
Christmas card. You want to take care of that family.
Julia, I have been spoiled.
Feel good on Sundays, catching the football.
I've been spoiled with two of the best slot receivers in NFL history, Julian Edelman and Wes Welker.
Yeah,
spoiled.
I love some Wes Welker.
Wes Welker. You know, maybe he catches the football in the Super Bowl, but you know, if it hit me in the hands too, I'd drop it, bitch. Wes Welker.
You have Super Bowls.
Yeah, but we could have had one more, and then. But listen. You know how Wes Welker dropped that ball? You know how Julian Edelman didn't drop that football?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So we had Edelman, and then Meyers fills in admirably. This undrafted absolute beast comes out of nowhere and has grown. He's blossomed in New England, and he's going to leave.
But he's going to leave, and he's going to go to a team that
Not
is going
the
to have a
Bears.
very solid core with Justin Fields. They have a shitload of money. They have a great amount of draft capital, and I think they are going to put together. They have to put tools out there for Justin Fields.
Can you tool his arm to be accurate? Because that's what I need.
Does he really need it? He's got legs.
Yeah, but again, that's
for Jakobi.
That's irrelevant for Jakobi Meyers.
He's gonna work on it.
He's gonna work on it.
I had a pitch voice. Put it this way: if it doesn't work out this year, they're gonna move on from him. So
yeah, that's fair.
Right? Like that's the thing. It makes no sense for them to draft a quarterback in this year. They have to see what they have with him. They have to see if he has improved, if he can improve, right? I like to think he is on the Jalen Hurts trajectory because I was big on that train a couple seasons ago. Oh, that was an eye roll.
Well, Jalen Hurts fixed his throwing in college.
Yeah.
Justin Fields has yet to fix anything in 2 seasons in the NFL. So
like this.
Joe is very anti-Justin Fields.
I'm anti-Justin Fields can't throw the football. I'm not anti-Justin Fields. Justin Fields dropped 55 points for me 5 straight weeks in fantasy football. I'm very pro Justin Fields. I'm anti-air Justin Fields. How about that?
Okay. If you're not okay with Jakobi Meyers going to Chicago, who's going to go? Who do you think they're going?
Who goes to, I don't know, who can rot away their career with Justin Fields as their quarterback?
Well, so while you look this
JuJu
up,
Smith-Schuster, that's perfect. It's JuJu. It's JuJu. That's perfect.
So that would be great for you.
Okay. Yeah.
So here's what I want to throw out.
We did it.
Everybody wants to paint a free agent here, and everyone wants to paint Meyers here because of all the money they have.
Shut up.
Yeah.
They have to pay Darnell Mooney something.
Yeah.
They just gave up a 2nd round pick, the 33rd overall pick for Chase Claypool.
32nd.
It was a 1st round pick.
Yeah, for Chase Claypool.
What a waste.
This team threw the ball 377 times last year.
That's a lot.
I don't think you're going to see them get over 500. Are we sure they're going to just throw more money at wide receiver? Like, I don't think they do. Personally, I don't.
They threw the football 22
and I don't think it'll be
game.
early in the draft. I don't see them getting Jackson Smith and Jigba, as people have brought out. There seems to be talent available in this draft. Maybe they'll address it in the 3rd or 4th round. I think they go in with these 2 guys, Cole Kmet, a good running back. I don't think we're going to see a high investment in a 3rd wide receiver on this team.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting because if they lose Montgomery too, right? Like, you've got what's his name? What's his backup?
Khalil Herbert.
Thank you. I was like, not Khalil Shakir. You've got him. Like, then you're kind of you're gonna have to get a running back. You're gonna have to get some other position players.
And so that's what I feel like they have to get a running back. So if they're gonna spend a ton of money on offense, it's likely at running back and not throwing 15 to 20 million a year, which is what's being reported attached to Jakobi Meyers right now. So.
Is that okay with you, Joe? You okay with that?
As long as I just don't want Jakobi Meyers to go there because
where would you like him to go?
Anywhere that has a quarterback. I don't care. Ideally,
maybe you'll like my answer for Jakobi Meyers, Joe. But we'll get to him a little bit later. So I wrote about this in my first How to Fix article this year when I wrote up the Bears. I think that Allen Lazard makes the most sense for the Bears as a big slot.
Fine.
And he has a connection with their current Luke Hetsy. He was the quarterback coach in Green Bay. He runs a similar system to Green Bay. Lazard can come in, knows that system. You can work Lazard in the slot. Yeah. You can work Mooney outside, and you can work Claypool outside. You still have Cole Kmet there. And I mentioned it last week. To me, there's 0 point in throwing big dollars at this wide receiver class in free agency because there's no talent there. No legitimate star-powered talent via free agency. If one of those extended current open for extension wide receivers becomes available, and the one that I think becomes available is Brandin Ayuk. I think Chicago will make a play for Ayuk, and this goes out the window. But I think they're going to bring in multiple people here. They have to. They have to see what they have before deciding whether or not to extend Mooney, to potentially extend Claypool, etc. I think Ayuk makes sense. I think Lazard makes perfect sense. If they can't trade for a wide receiver, I would not be shocked if they go and get someone like Darius Slayton, who can also play outside, and then they can keep, they can rotate like Mooney and Claypool out of the slot, which they did quite a bit to end the season last year.
Ryan, how many times you said the Bears threw the football last year?
377.
377?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So
that's why I said they'll throw the money and go get Josh Jacobs.
So since 2005, Tom Brady's completed less than 377 passes 6 times. He's had more completions since 2005 on average than the Bears threw the football last year. He also almost doubled the amount of passing attempts himself as the Bears had as a team last season. Tom Brady's 45, folks. It's just hilarious. It's just funny. And
they have
different
some
offense than what we've seen.
So I'm gonna, because we've talked about this is just it's just shitty free agent class. I'm actually gonna switch how we talk about this, because there's spots I'm sure everyone pegged the best available to go to, right? So Julia, I'm just gonna go down the list. Julia pegged Jakobi to go to the Bears. Ryan, where do you have Meyers going?
Give me a second.
What the hell? Josh, I'm just kidding.
I said, based on there's 2 spots I think that should make the hardest push for him. First of all, I think the Patriots should fight to keep him. The Giants, actually, the next team we were going to talk about. You saw the growth and obviously Jakobi Meyers is not Stephon Diggs, but you have an offensive coordinator who witnessed the growth of bringing a good, dependable veteran wide receiver for their quarterback. I think the Giants need to make the hardest push for Jakobi Meyers.
That would be a good fit. I think that would be a really good fit.
I hate the Giants, but it'll be good for fantasy. Josh?
That's literally what I had. I think the Patriots will be the number one priority there, that they're going to make the push to sign him. Depending on what his price tag ultimately gets to is really going to depend on what they do. And I think the Patriots will swing a trade and go get DeAndre Hopkins. There's no way that trade does not make sense at all. That is a Belichick level trade, getting a veteran guy for cheap middle round draft picks and plugging him in to help the offense. And he's got a connection with Bill O'Brien.
Randy
so
Moss.
that in itself just makes sense.
And Hopkins was good last year. Like his numbers were solid.
He's not done by any means, but
he's not done.
The team that I felt would make Meyers a priority outside of the Patriots was the Giants. And it's literally for that reason. Dable dialed up a lot for the slot. Like we saw it with Richie James. We saw it with Sterling Shepard in the first 3 games of the year. And even when Wan'Dale Robinson was healthy, they were scheming plays to get him open out of the slot as well. So if you bring somebody in like Jakobi Meyers, who is a dependable guy who's had over 100 targets each of the past 2 seasons, it makes a lot of sense for that team. Again, it's just going to depend on money because they have priorities in trying to re-sign Daniel Jones as well as Saquon Barkley.
Yep. Does anyone disagree with the statement that DeAndre Hopkins has the best hands in the NFL?
He has the best hands. I think he has the best.
He's definitely 50-50. Top 5.
I think he's the best 50-50 ball wide receiver in the NFL, probably still.
Okay, D-Hop's out there somewhere.
I think he has the best hands in the NFL.
Agreed.
It's just someone blocked his vision and just fucking 50-50 ball. The dude wins 10-90 balls. That triple coverage jump ball against Buffalo.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That was I actually spoke about that in my wedding vows. That was how
Yes.
That's awesome.
So our wedding vows were a lot of Parks and Rec stuff and a lot of football comments. So
I love it.
I love you more than I love DeAndre Hopkins when he went up into triple coverage and caught the Hail Mary touchdown pass.
It was magical. That was so magical. Oh, Kyler. Sweet baby Kyler. Anyways.
Sweet baby Kyler is correct. My dad says he looks, when he scrambles, he looks like a little kid who stole his parents' phone and they're running around the house with it.
That's like a
Yeah. Okay. Alan Lazard. Someone said Lazard to Chicago. That was
I
Josh.
don't know Chicago, correct?
I don't know.
Say it again, Julia. You broke up.
I still think he might stay in Green Bay. I mean, so much of that is going to be a domino effect from if we're moving on to and Aaron Rodgers is going back to a darkness cave. So I guess we have to wait and see what he chooses.
I thought he was out of his darkness cave.
Yeah, he just got out a few days ago.
Okay. I don't know if he's
Thank
going to go
God.
back in.
What have you been in a darkness cave, Julia? Come on.
Ryan, where do you
I
have
think
him?
I did make a talk about it. I don't know.
I have Lazard ending up in either Baltimore out of need or
Okay.
relinking back up with Mike McCarthy down in Dallas as the two down there.
He'd be a yeah.
I think he'd work in Dallas. I hate him in Baltimore. Love him in Dallas.
I'm
But I
past-
actually
Dallas
agree with
definitely
Julia. I
needs a
think
squad.
if Rodgers is back, and the more I read, Rodgers is likely back. If
Yeah.
Rodgers is back, I don't think Lazard goes anywhere. So.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know what to
Okay.
think of Rodgers at this point.
He looks
I'm sorry.
so old. He looks so old in every photo I see of him. He looks like he's in his 60s. Just like the gray and the anger and all that stuff. It's just
The anger.
he
That's
looks
what happens when you're in a darkness cave.
all the time. No.
He's so happy now, though.
Oh my God.
Is he? Is
No.
he happy?
I don't think that man's been happy a day in his goddamn life.
No.
No.
So as someone who lives in the Midwest, Green Bay's in buttfuck nowhere. So
Yeah.
it is. Well, then
First of
again,
all, you live in the north, bro.
Don't you live in like Canada?
live
Isn't
in
that
like
your-
parallel.
Yeah.
I live further north than over 50% of the Canadian population. Fun fact.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not proud of it. That's just a stat.
Just throwing out random stats here.
Yeah. I didn't realize what I had said earlier when we went through the best available list, and the steep drop off from Meyers to Lazard is tough. The
Yeah.
even steeper drop off to Lazard to DJ Chark. I didn't realize what I said, and I'm surprised I didn't throw up, because that is disgusting that DJ Chark is the third best wide receiver available.
Yeah.
That hurts. It hurts a lot. Julia, do you have DJ Chark going anywhere?
Did
I
Josh
mean-
even get to answer on Lazard?
He said
Yeah, I
the
did.
Bears.
Bears.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. My bad. Yep,
Hey,
forgot
Ryan,
about
listen, idiot.
that. You got me, buddy.
I mean, like when we're getting to this level of player, it's like,
You mean
I
he's the
feel
best?
like-
He's the best available. What do you mean?
yeah, but I mean, I feel like at that point you could kind of slide him in and that level of player almost anywhere, right? Because we're not talking about wide receiver ones. We're barely talking about wide receiver twos. You're talking about someone who maybe, catches a bomb touchdown because of broken coverage or something. It's like, okay, you just
Yeah.
kind of need bodies on the field at a certain point, right? Like, no offense to DJ Chark, but
You have
mean-
literally set me up for the two teams I'm about to say. When you just said you just need bodies on the field,
Go
I'm
ahead.
so excited.
Go ahead.
Well,
I did.
there are
Kansas
two teams
City.
that need bodies on the field, and that is the Las Vegas Raiders
yeah.
and if they trade DeAndre Hopkins, the Arizona Cardinals, who may not even have a fucking quarterback.
I don't want to have DJ Chark. I don't want to.
Yeah. I knew the second team wasn't going to make you happy, Julia. As you sat here shitting on DJ Chark, let me throw him on your favorite team.
It's gonna be a real rough ride this year.
I agree.
I could see him in Vegas. Actually, now that you mentioned that,
He's different. He's different than Devontae Adams. He's different
Yeah.
than Hunter Renfro. He brings something different to be the third wide receiver there.
I honestly feel like
He's the field stretcher. He's the deep
he's
threat.
he's Mac Hollins.
Yeah.
That's the only other thing.
Draft capital.
Just faster.
And with better draft capital.
Yeah.
Less hair.
Because
Less
Chark was a second round pick. Hollins, I believe, was a fourth to Philly.
And more injuries.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
And
no
can't play
special
special
team
teams.
prowess. Yeah, Dev. Wow, look at this. So he sucks. It's funny because you could fit DJ Chark in the best available, best years behind them, and best of the rest category.
Yeah,
It's
you really could.
incredible.
Yeah.
Josh, where do you have Chark going?
So I actually have him going to the Rams. This is pending their ability to move Allen Robinson, which I believe they can still do.
So you do think, Josh, before you get into this, let's talk. You really think they're moving on from Robinson after 1 year? You're just like done with this? I found it so interesting in the show notes because that is not what I think is going to happen. I thought that.
I mean, I feel like they have to. I mean, you can't.
What are they going to get for him after such a horrible?
At this point, any draft capital is good for the Rams because they have none.
So do you think that they ship Robinson to a team that needs players on the field, right?
Hey,
you know who needs a wide receiver? The Chicago Bears.
Hey,
baby.
Do you know who has draft capital? The Chicago Bears.
Maybe they can ask for a refund.
No, so this
was not what I purchased. Return.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is defective.
I don't think this happens. But Robinson was linked to the Patriots.
Yes.
Last year. And you want to talk about getting a veteran receiver who has played well you want to talk about a discount. This man is barely worth a 2027 6th round pick.
Yeah.
Like you're going to get him at the deepest discount possible. Yeah. That's a Belichick move.
I think there's teams that are trying to win that could very easily say, you know what? We will take a shot at Allen Robinson because he's going to cost pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. You know what? He might surprise us because really all he needs to do is be better than nothing. Yeah.
So I mean, there was an article from Jordan Rodrigue, I believe her name is. She writes, she covers the Rams for The Athletic, and it just the whole article in general, I thought was absolutely fantastically written. But just the way that they were talking about Robinson's fit within the offense and Stafford's connection with him, it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
And there was no time to build up any sort of rapport or trust with him. So to me, it just makes sense to be like, look, it didn't work. Yes, we wanted you here. We still believe in you. But where our team is at right now, it's not worth the risk to keep you here.
We still believe in you, so go play for someone else.
Yeah, but again, Allen Robinson goes there because there's a good quarterback, right? And a chance to win a Super Bowl. The Rams are not winning the Super Bowl in 2023. It's not happening.
No.
So
okay.
Just go. Move on.
Josh, the more you talk about it, I know Devontae Parker, the one thing that hinders it, I think, is Devontae Parker's under contract and he's a possession receiver. But Robinson's a possession receiver. He's not a real burner. He can get
an outside
downfield.
Possession guy. He's not a slot receiver. Yeah.
And the Patriots need, I don't like Devontae Parker. He can't play in press coverage. I think Allen Robinson can play in press coverage, and obviously in off coverage he's good too. But
just throwing this out there, Devontae Parker has 0 dead money and cap savings of $6.2 million. They could very easily move on from Devontae Parker if they wanted.
Fucking see ya. Goodbye. Don't want you anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Right now, Devontae Parker is a placeholder. If they find a way to get somebody else in there, they can move on from Parker, no problem.
Yeah.
Great. Can we cut Devontae Parker and with that $6.2 million sign fucking Jakobi Meyers?
What I'd love to see happen is for them to cut Parker before they sign anybody so that Tyquan Thornton is the only wide receiver on your entire
You mean the Baylor
second round pick? Baylor product.
Sikkim Bears, Tyquan Thornton.
That's right, baby.
Tyquan Thornton with legs skinnier than my pinky.
Oh my God.
Him and Devonta Smith need to have to go to a bodybuilding competition.
Their calves are so skinny, and I'm afraid that they're going to break.
I will never forget our good friend Hutch had his picture taken with Devonta Smith at a event he went to in Philly, and Hutch's legs were thicker than Devonta Smith's legs.
And Hutch is 16.
My arms are thicker than his legs. So oh, bless that sweet boy.
It's tough. Okay, last of the best available, the man, the myth, the TikTok star, Jackson Mahomes' best friend, JuJu Smith-Schuster.
Oh my God.
Julia,
where did you say that he was going to go? That he was
Chicago, because fuck him.
Yeah.
Chicago.
I mean,
fraudulent Super Bowl ring that man has.
Oh God. I hope the Cardinals.
He did so well in the Super Bowl, Yeah.
I hope the Cardinals do not let's get a name and bring this guy in.
Listen, if you need somebody to get you a holding penalty that isn't actually a holding penalty to win you the Super Bowl, this guy.
He's
right
your guy. Look no further.
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I could have something like that, especially for losing Hopkins. I think they're going to have this weird idea that they have to have at least somebody with name recognition as a leader. There's just, I hope not. I really hope not. I hope the Giants don't do it there. I hope they don't go for him either. He shouldn't sign anywhere. He's not good anymore.
He's bad. He's bad.
Good. He's not good.
He's bad.
Yeah.
Ryan?
As the lone defender of JuJu, apparently in the entire world. First of all, he's going back to Kansas City. This is not even a discussion. They won the Super Bowl. He played well.
It's fine. You can get it. Cool.
Yes, 933 yards, 3 touchdowns. As the second wide receiver behind Travis Kelce, he did what he was supposed to do. I am perfectly fine with what JuJu does on the field. And personally, if he doesn't end up back in Kansas City, he will. I do think the Giants would be a good fit.
So I don't know if Scampers is for real or just pushing my buttons because he knows this show. I never actively endorse pain or unsubscriptions, but if your cat claws you in the middle of the night, just know it was for this comment. And if you're somehow tomorrow, blocked from watching any of our streams, just know it was this comment. JuJu to the Pats would be a nice reclamation project. No. I will not be a Patriots fan if JuJu Smith-Schuster is on the fucking team.
Okay.
Ryan, he's bad. He can't get open.
His last 2 years in Pittsburgh were not great. Barely 5 yards a target, 8 yards a reception. 9 yards a target last year, 12 yards a reception. The 3 touchdowns obviously left some lacking. He caught 78% of the passes thrown his way. He played damn good football last year and did what he was supposed to do in the offense as the second fiddle to Travis Kelce. I don't understand where any of this he's not good at football. Obviously, separation is an issue, but when you have the best quarterback in the NFL throwing you the ball and you catch 78% of your passes, that works every damn time for 12 yards a catch.
He's a replacement level player that you're talking about paying $10 million plus to when you can get the exact same production from Kadarius Toney or Sky Moore.
I agree.
That's the point of JuJu Smith-Schuster. He's overrated. People think he's a legitimate number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, but how do you look at Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore and say you can get the same production? They've done nothing. Literally.
Because you have Patrick Mahomes throwing you the football.
Then why didn't they catch 78% of the passes thrown to them last year?
Because they weren't playing. Because they're not the veteran.
Because they're not fucking better than JuJu Smith-Schuster. I'm going to trust Andy Reid over you.
As you should.
Okay.
I mean, as you should.
Listen, he was open in the Super Bowl because they're running zone coverage. When they were in man, he was never open. Literally never open.
Well, let me throw this at you though. If JuJu were able to get separation,
that's a huge if.
That holding call never happens.
Yeah.
And they lose the Super Bowl. JuJu Smith-Schuster won the Super Bowl.
To Ryan's point, he's probably going back to KC. If he doesn't, I think Baltimore's next in line.
Yeah.
Those were the 2 teams that were after him last year. He chose KC over Baltimore.
Yeah.
They bring in Todd Monken. Monken's going to spread the football around. They're not going to be this run heavy 500, 600 rush attempts and only 400 plus pass attempts.
Yeah, it was hard.
They're going to throw the football. They need to get more than Rashad Bateman there, and I think JuJu would fit that.
Yeah.
Thank God they have the accuracy king and Lamar Jackson throwing him the football. So
if he signs a contract.
Yeah.
Well, Julia, if he doesn't, there's Pro Bowl quarterback Tyler Huntley.
Exactly.
You know what? I had to start Tyler Huntley in a couple of my leagues. I'm not going to lie to you.
Did he give you
not
a
alone
Pro Bowl
in that
performance?
Yeah.
I think he was adequate. He
So
didn't
not
break
Pro
record.
Bowl though, just adequate.
I mean, just adequate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an odd selection, wasn't it? There's
Yep.
a lot of odd things with the Pro Bowl.
The
this year.
weirdest Pro Bowl.
Derek
It was
Carr,
ever.
Trevor Lawrence, Tyler Huntley. What?
Was no one else available?
Davis Mills had an appointment. Like, what?
Well, Josh Allen didn't want to be there, and then someone else.
No. Josh Allen had an injury, despite him playing in Pebble Beach the exact same weekend. He declined because of injury.
I thought you were serious for a second. I was like, okay, come on.
No, Ryan, he literally said, I'm declining due to injury. And then he was in Pebble Beach golfing the exact same day of the Pro Bowl. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh
boy.
Okay. Well, folks, those are your best 4 wide receivers. Where they go, literally nobody fucking knows. I don't think any of us had the same answer besides JuJu ends up in Kansas City. That was it. Yeah. Nobody has the same answer for any of these people. The only one I could potentially
Ryan and I did say Meyers to the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That. And I'm mad at that. So I don't.
That's why you're sweeping that one under the rug, right?
The only one I could see going early on, outside of actual splash with money. Like some of these lower name guys will probably get re-signed to their teams or they'll go somewhere for cheap money. A guy that would probably make a splash in terms of money, if there's a guy that's going to go on day 1, which is basically like day -2 and -1, is Jakobi Meyers.
So I want to throw this out. Let's end the show on this. Do we think Meyers is the first to sign, or is it going to be somebody?
I think he'll be the one that signs the biggest contract. I don't know
if
he'll be the first to sign.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you think there would be a courting or if he's going to make up his mind quickly in the tampering period.
I think first of the splash plays is Jakobi Meyers. I think New England's going to have the first crack at him, and if he takes anything 10 million and under, he's a Patriot. If he wants anything over,
Christian Kirk got 18 per year. That's a starting point for Jakobi Meyers.
I'm fully aware of what is going to happen.
The report today said 15 to 20.
Speaking it into existence.
Bill literally threw money at problems last season. So
hey, Christian Kirk, wide receiver 1.
Dude, I fully stand behind throwing money at problems.
Jakobi Meyers, wide receiver 1.
Okay, sure. You just trying it out, see what it sounds like when you say
can throw too. Julia, don't you start with me. Don't you start with me. Okay? All right. Your team will be lucky to have 3 wins next year. Okay?
Oh, yeah. You know what? We're just going to get draft capital. That's all I'm going to say. I keep saying it.
I think the first wide receiver to sign is Ashton Dulin to the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, my God.
Throwing it out there.
Okay.
That is a very, very specific.
Following Frank Reich.
Ashton Dulin immediately. Yeah. Ashton Dulin, wide receiver 2. That'll give them even more fucking reason to throw to DJ Moore. More reason. You know what, Ryan? I'm for it. Sign Ashton Dulin, Trent Sherfield, fucking Mecole Hardman, and Laquan Treadwell. Any name on the best of the rest so that they realize, oh shit, DJ Moore should get the football 255 times.
I really hope he does. I really hope he does.
Oh, God, ridiculous. Depth need just to keep an eye on for everybody. Cowboys, Vikings, Bills, Raiders, Rams, Falcons. Cowboys, Vikings, and Bills being the 3 biggest ones. Cowboys need a wide receiver 2. They need help behind Jefferson in Minnesota. And then Gabe Davis is a pile of hot shit, so the Bills need a second receiver. Yeah. Raiders, Rams, Falcons, those guys most likely are not contenders. The closest one to being a contender is probably the Raiders, but they don't have a quarterback. So
who do you think's going to go there?
The Raiders, Demir Bird. I don't know.
We were originally on Aaron Rodgers.
You said Jakobi Meyers can throw the ball. So
hold on. You want to talk about connections? Demir Bird played under Josh McDaniels. And don't anyone fucking say that so did Jakobi Meyers, okay? Because he's not going to Las Vegas. All right. He's not.
Imagine they sign him and trade Hunter Renfrow.
Oh my God.
To us. Yes.
To the Bears.
I love Hunter Renfrow so much.
No, they're going to trade Renfrow to the Bears.
An NBA sign and trade deal. That's what we're going to do.
If Renfrow is traded to the Bears, I will flip a car.
So Jakobi Meyers to the Raiders, Renfrow to the Bears ruins Joe's life.
And fuck Allen Robinson to the Patriots.
Yeah.
That would be your hell.
Why? Oh.
I think it ends up being Jimmy G
Oh
with the
my
Raiders.
God.
Okay. Thank you, Julia, for joining us.
Yeah, you guys are hilarious.
Thank
You're
you.
a lot of fun.
The best compliment we
The
hope
passion
him get.
and the height of the hills that you like to die on are incredible. So
I've heard a lot of stuff in the general media saying that sports radio hosts are like, did you know sports radio hosts don't believe in their takes and people need to be blah blah? It's like, yes, of fucking course those guys don't believe in their takes. Everything I say, I firmly fucking believe in.
Stand behind
100%.
He stands by it, and he dies on that hill too.
I will die on that hill. And if I'm wrong, guess what? No, I'm not. I will find a way. I will find a
Plant
way.
that flag and you will die on
He
that.
will
hill.
rise again.
I am not wrong. And the statute of limitations is 3 years. If it continues over 3 years, then I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But it's never continued.
Then we're not
over that
talking
period.
about it anymore, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
then we're not talking about it anymore.
It hurts from laughing.
And I don't write anything down. So like go back and watch every fucking show to find it. So what are you going to do? All right, Jesus Christ. Next week, we're continuing our off-season position. What the hell? Kendall Valenzuela is here next week to talk tight ends. You want to talk about an even shittier class?
I know.
Oh, God. The tight ends.
That sounds
Comes
fun.
back from vacation. Hey, we're
I
gonna
think-
talk tight ends. Okay, cool.
I think Antonio Gates isn't signed anywhere, so that's good.
True story.
Gronk? Are you going to talk about Gronk?
Have to.
I think you
Good,
have
yeah.
to.
Why not? Why
Oh,
not?
God.
Mock It Like It's Hot back in a few weeks, Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern slot. Who's Your Caddy? Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Herstory in the Making is this Tuesday, correct? Next week, Brent is interviewing Tara Roberts from Fantasy Pros, Dynasty Vipers, and Fantasy Alarm. So Miss Britt Flynn, who was on with us last week on Herstory in the Making. Always a fantastic show. Julia, thank you once more for joining.
Yes,
I'm glad you had fun.
It was a blast.
Come back anytime. I don't want Scampers to be here next week because he just commented Cole Kmet. And we're getting a little frisky now. We're getting this is a strong anti-Cole Kmet organization. Not even show organization.
I was not aware of this.
I am anti every single positional asset on the Chicago Bears. I'm also anti Notre Dame outside of like the fat guys that come from Notre Dame. So, all right. It's true for Julia, Josh, Ryan, myself. You can follow Club Fantasy on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Club Fantasy FFL. The URL is clubfantasyffl.com. Use the code Club Fantasy for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Always remember, defense wins championships, offense wins fantasy football. We will see you next week.